Welcome back to K-State Online. I am Matt Hall, here with Grant Flanders from Bramlage Coliseum. K-State knocks off number 4 Oklahoma 87-69, and easily their most complete game of the year. A lot of thoughts to share, I'm sure, but what's your first thought after this game here in Manhattan?
Well, how about Barry Brown's effort? Because the guy did it on both ends of the floor. He's got to be the MVP of this game because he shut down Trae Young. And when I say shut down, the guy still got 20 points, but that's about as good as you can do against a guy like this. And they still got the win. And it's been the key for every game they've lost. He's only gotten 8 field goals to go down, and he's been super inefficient, and that continued tonight. And K-State got the win, and I hats off to Barry Brown. I think he's the guy we got to start with.
Exactly, and to keep on that point, you mentioned 20 points for Trae Young, but it took 21 shots to get it, 11 turnovers. So I don't want to make this a Trae Young show, but I also don't want to skip past what Barry Brown did, because the effort to get 24 points on the offensive end, play 36 minutes, playing against maybe the best player in college basketball on defense, I think we can't overstate how well Barry Brown played tonight.
Without a doubt. I mean, he's showed it throughout this season, and I think he came into this game knowing he had to step up on the defensive end, and he did that wonderfully. And we knew before the game who was going to be guarding Trae Young, and they played about the same amount of minutes, and K-State really tried to keep Barry on it. Cartier did a decent job when he was thrown at him the few times, but Barry Brown did most of the work, and it got the job done today.
Absolutely. Talk about offensive efficiency, what Trae Young didn't have tonight, K-State did. I heard that they were 17 of 23 from the field in the second half, which is NBA 2K numbers, if you're talking about that. And 3 guys to mention real quick, and then get your thoughts on them. Dean Wade, 21 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. Second game in a row that we would say they couldn't handle from anywhere on the floor tonight. Cartier-Jar really took over the second half. I think he finished with 18 again, either 16 or 18. Only took 8 shots from the field, got to the basket well. And Xavier Sneed, a guy who I think will go probably skipped over tonight by some, but 13 points, 5 boards, only 1 turnover tonight. Had a big alley-oop down on this goal with about 10 minutes left that really got K-State and this crowd energized. All 3 of those guys were a big part of this offense being so good tonight.
Coach Weber said it in postgame that Barry Brown sat down with Dean Wade behind the scenes, and they talked about how this is their team now that Cam Stokes is out.
Right.
And that showed tonight. And then you bring in a guy like Cartier-Jara who steps in for Cam Stokes 3-4 games in a row now, and has just played lights out. And it just continues. He's showing that he's one of the better players on this team.
Right.
And it just makes you excited for the future, because a guy like Cartier-Jara is going to be hard to keep off the floor.
He will be. And a thrilling win tonight in front of a great crowd here in Bramlage against the number 4 team in the country. But there's a lot to still play for going forward. You can't put too much into one win, just like you couldn't one loss Saturday in Lawrence. K-State now 3-3 in the Big 12, hosts another top 25 team in TCU, who started 1-4 in the league and is really disappointed record-wise, but they've been very competitive. Another huge game for K-State Saturday here in Bramlage.
Yeah, another top 25 opponent coming to town, and an ability to get 2 top 25 wins in 1 week has been tough for K-State this season.
Right.
Something you didn't think was going to happen, but it's possible now on Saturday. And it's something that we talked about in a podcast before this game, the preview of the Oklahoma game. If they can do that, it'll be huge and possibly can get them into that top 25 conversation.
Absolutely a chance to go 2-0 this week at home against 2 top 25 teams, like Grant just said, and move to 4-3 in the Big 12, and maybe you get yourself ranked and on the good side of that tournament bubble. So for Grant Flanders and Matt Hall, thank you for coming to K-State Online. And if you have a chance after this, please tell your friends.